Welcome to the Worst of the Riot podcast. Coming up, the one thing that Republicans and Democrats agree on, and it involves Taylor Swift.
Also, dimples. Do you have them? Do you want them? And why are people paying for them? And more on the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You won't hear a show like this anywhere else. And that's probably for the best. The Worst of the Riot, Radio U.
Welcome to Wednesday. You know what that means. Battle of the Buzz. You got a great one today. Matt Carney, POD, about an hour from now. Should be nice. Hello, Isaiah.
Hi there.
Did you see Elmo going viral on X recently?
Elmo has not popped up on my Twitter.
This didn't.
Oddly enough.
I've seen the headlines, which is really good, I think, for X, for Twitter. The headlines are always about stuff going on TikTok, but today, a headline all about Elmo and Twitter, where Elmo posted a simple tweet. Elmo always talks in the third person. He says, Elmo's just checking in. How's everybody doing? And he was not prepared for how people were doing, because you would get people chiming in with like, Elmo, I'm going to be real. I'm at my limit. Elmo, I've got to level with you, baby. We are fighting for our lives. And just on and on. Just a myriad of responses and nobody really being like, yeah, I'm doing great.
Yeah, I'm reading here. Dave says, wife left me. Daughters don't respect me. My job is a joke. Any more questions, Elmo?
Elmo wasn't ready for this. But I think this is a learning lesson for all of us, because there's people out there that lament. They say, why don't we, when you ask somebody how they're doing and they say fine, do you really believe it? Do you when somebody asks you how you're doing, do you really answer honestly? This is what happens when people answer honestly. This isn't what we want. We all can't deal with this. Elmo can't handle this. Fine is good enough. That's all you need to say to most people.
And what I would say is, if you ask someone to look around the room that they're in right now, or the car that you're in right now, and say, find as many red things as you possibly can. If you did that, you'd look around and you'd see some red things.
Uh-huh.
And then if I asked you how many yellow things you saw, you would have 0 yellow things to share, right? But you'd have all these red things. Yo, it's going somewhere good. You'd have all these red things. You probably count that door over there, which isn't red. It's like a burgundy.
Yeah.
You wouldn't really count that, but in that moment, you would have counted it. That's because if you look for bad things in your life, if you're constantly searching for bad things in your life and you're looking for what's wrong, you'll constantly find wrong things. You won't find good things until everybody's trauma dumping on Elmo right now because they're not looking for the good things in your life. You got good things in your life every day. Every day.
It's Elmo too. You would think
that would bring out the happiness.
That's right. You would think his followers, the followers of Elmo, would be the more likely ones to be cheerful and happy.
When has Elmo not been happy?
Yeah, I don't know.
Almost always.
Pretty much, unless Rocco is involved. What do you feel about Elmo? You like Elmo?
Oh, I've always loved Elmo.
Is he your favorite Sesame Street?
Yeah, I would say growing up, I was a big Elmo fan. I liked watching Elmo a lot.
Did you watch Elmo's World or whatever?
Yeah, I don't even know what I was watching at the time. I know that I watched Elmo. I don't know what version of Elmo I was even watching.
If it was like,
because I was so little.
If it was mostly Elmo,
it was a lot of Elmo.
That's Elmo's World.
It was a lot of
Elmo.
Elmo.
I don't think you were watching Sesame Street. I don't even know if I watched Sesame Street.
I don't know if I did either, but I know that I really liked Elmo.
But Grover's my favorite.
Add a little riot to your Instagram feed. Follow @RadioU Official. The Riot. Radio U.
Now, it's been a wild time for football fans, because even as we careen towards the Super Bowl, there's a lot of concern from some certain football fans. The football fans that are not Taylor Swift fans. With Taylor Swift going to be involved in the Super Bowl, possibly, likely, hopefully. Hopefully, can we say?
We can only hope.
Some are saying there's too much Taylor Swift in my football. And I don't know if you saw this posted out yesterday, but the math has been added up. The numbers have been tallied on how much Taylor Swift has actually been shown in the football games that she's attended. And if you average it out, every game that she's been there since she started dating Travis Kelce, she's shown less than 30 seconds in total in each game that she goes to. 3+ hour broadcast.
So barely at all.
Barely, yeah.
Not even a 1 minute
This is
of Taylor Swift coverage.
This is a great tweet from Joe Pompliano. He says she was shown for 0.39% of the time during the Chiefs game against the Ravens on Sunday. Roughly the same screen time as people making, serving, and eating crab cakes.
You got to think, too, when I watched the game on Sunday, I was waiting for them to go to Taylor.
Mm-hmm.
And I felt like they didn't really show her at all. I think I only saw her on the screen that I noticed one time.
Yeah. I definitely noticed her during the Chiefs and Ravens game, but going back, there's been previous games where she's been there, and I've been like, is she even there? Because they never show. It felt like you could easily miss the few times they cut away to her or whatever if you're not like have your eyes peeled watching the screen. So I don't know. It's not just them showing her on the screen for some people. It's just the whole circus with it and that they're giving any attention. But all that said, it's not detract. If your focus is the actual game, it's not detracting from that. There's a million other things they show that aren't the game, that aren't Taylor Swift either, and you're not complaining about that.
Yeah, I know it's just the circus act that people get upset with, is that they can just feel it. If they're watching the Chiefs game, they're like, when are they going to show Taylor? Like, when's she coming up? And so it's already been imprinted in everyone's mind that whenever they show her, that it's going to be like the biggest deal. Like, even though it's only 30 seconds, whenever they show her, it's like, oh, they're showing her again.
You do.
There she is.
You have to think that if you're ready to watch the Super Bowl, whether you're this person or not, somebody you're watching the Super Bowl with is just waiting for them to show her so they can go, oh, not that Taylor Swift again.
I like Kendrick's text. This might be an unpopular opinion, but it's not Taylor Swift. I don't have a problem with Taylor. It's Travis Kelce, whom I don't care for.
Oh.
If she was dating, say, Brock Purdy, I love Brock Purdy.
Oh, come on.
It would be so much better. And Kendrick, I agree with your text. I don't care for Travis Kelce at all.
Uh-huh.
I think he's great. He's a fantastic player. He's a little bit arrogant, not all that humble.
Yeah.
But
he loves the spotlight too. He's so excited about it.
And so he's very excited. So I can see being less of a fan of Travis Kelce than actually Taylor Swift. I wish that she was with someone else.
You want to know what's weird? Is that I think Taylor Swift, for me, has made Travis Kelce more likable.
You think so?
I think so, yeah.
Made him seem like a sweeter guy.
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe just because I'm actually thinking about his actual personality less. When I just think of him, I associate him with her, who I like. So, I don't know. You know something else? I think this is helpful advice for people. I think I've been much happier since I did this. At some point in my life, I made a heel turn. I used to be the type of guy, you go back several years, if Taylor Swift was doing this, I'd be upset about it too. And I one day decided that I don't want to hate stuff just because it's popular. And so now I don't do that. And I feel much better.
You feel a lot better that way?
I feel way better. Yeah, I really do. And the things I do dislike that are popular, I try to shut up about it.
Just think there's probably somebody you're related to that maybe is watching the game for Taylor. And so maybe that could make it more exciting. Maybe your niece is watching the game to see Taylor. That could make you more excited because if your girlfriend doesn't like football but she likes Taylor Swift, maybe that's your way to get her into it.
That's right. I think a lot of people are going through that right now.
Nobody does it better. The Riot Radio U.
Famous actress. We talked about her just a few days ago because she's married to Justin Timberlake, who just celebrated his birthday. Jessica Biel's now making headlines of her own because she took to TikTok to share that she likes to eat and drink in the shower and went ahead and listed a series of foods and drinks that she says are ideal for eating in the shower. Isaiah, have you ever eaten or drank in the shower?
I have.
Mm-hmm.
I've never eaten in the shower. I've only ever drank.
I don't think I've ever eaten in the shower either. For some reason, eating feels gross. Drinking, not bad.
Drinking doesn't feel weird in the shower. I have many a times if I'm feeling dehydrated
Mm-hmm.
and before I'm going to go do something like a sporting event, I'll drink a Powerade in the shower
Okay.
to try to save time.
Yeah, it's efficient.
I also, if I'm feeling a little tired at nighttime and I'm getting ready to do something with my friends or getting ready to go out and about or doing something fun, I will drink an energy drink in the shower to save time for getting ready.
So this is a regular thing for you, pretty regular?
I wouldn't say it's super regular, but I do it every now and then.
Some of the things that Jessica Biel says are great for in the shower: coffee and tea. I think that makes a lot of sense. Coffee is, I think, the only thing I've ever drank in the shower.
Really?
Yeah.
Odd to me.
Well, if you start your day with a shower and you're not starting, I mean, I guess I could still do this, but it would be if I had a more normal schedule. To save time, you want to have your coffee every morning to start your day. If you're showering to start your day as well as you get ready for work or school or whatever, just combine the two. So I have had shower coffee before. Also, I feel that a shower can be a very relaxing experience, and so a very soothing experience, and so can drinking coffee. So you just kind of combine, kind of like people that drink wine in the bathtub. For me, that would be coffee in the shower. Would be a similar thing. Jessica Biel also suggested yogurt, popsicles, and cereal as viable options for eating in the shower. Cereal?
I am against those.
Cereal's where I draw the line.
Cereal is blasphemy.
Yeah.
A popsicle is blasphemy. Yogurt is blasphemy. I disagree with all three of those.
Is the shower not the best place to eat a popsicle?
See,
Because then you won't get sticky.
I can see that part of it.
Yeah.
But I also think that like the hot water hitting it, is it not going to melt your popsicle? You're holding it in your hand. Like, it's not like, I just feel like it's in the way. You're not washing, clearly.
No, but to see, again, what I said with the bathtub and the wine is that the shower can be, it doesn't have to be purely utilitarian. You don't only have to go in the shower just to get clean. You can go in there because it feels good.
It just feels like the logistics of a popsicle. It's just, I just imagine it running down your arm.
If you're taking a nice warm shower, it is probably gonna melt faster, which isn't ideal. But the good news is, then yet again, you don't have to worry about cleanup because you won't get sticky.
I like what Grace is saying. It sounds like we're going to be wasting a lot of water. I can't imagine justifying to my father that I'm going to eat a bowl of cereal. He's like, "What are you doing in there? You're wasting the water. You're wasting the hot water. In and out." That's what I can imagine happening.
I don't want to even eat a bowl of cereal standing up.
Emily says cereal is serial killer behavior to be eaten in the shower. I agree.
Yeah,
that is why this is water getting into the milk.
That's what I'm thinking.
A watered down cereal sounds horrible.
Can I throw a few other ideas at you then?
Please.
Fried chicken.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. Why?
That just makes no sense.
It has a built-in
It's a
bucket.
soggy.
You can have the bucket out of the way of the shower. That's what I did with the coffee. It was in a mug, not with a lid on. But I put it on a shelf out of the way of the spray of the water. And then when I wanted a sip, I took a sip. And so you could do the same with a bucket of fried chicken. And then and again, don't have to worry about grease.
No.
You're very clean.
That's a horrible answer. I'm thinking, if anything, I'm thinking Slim Jim or cheese stick.
Okay.
If you're looking for a realistic option in the shower, if you're trying to get some food in you, like granola bar doesn't even make sense in the shower. I wouldn't want that to get wet.
Why not?
I wouldn't want that to get wet.
How wet does your mouth get when you're showering?
Well, I usually gargle, so very.
The stories you love with the opinions you hate. The Riot Radio U.
Tell me why this isn't the perfect crime. Stealing an ice cream truck.
Feels kind of innocent.
A little innocent. Yeah. Especially when you realize, at least in this case, I have a guy who did steal an ice cream truck that happened to have $30,000 of ice cream in it.
It's a lot of ice cream.
Yeah. So you think about that, you're getting a truck and you're getting $30,000 of something. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Now I'm starting to think if I was going to steal something, it'll be an ice cream truck.
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
My reasoning is because I would want to steal something that would be easy to get rid of.
Mm-hmm.
It wouldn't be easy to sell $30,000 worth of ice cream. It's not like Kroger's going to buy that from you.
No, but...
You're a thief.
See, I was thinking, like, you just go to, like, a park, and then there's kids, and then they want the ice cream. Yeah.
So this isn't like... I was thinking this is full of, like, gallons of ice cream. You're telling me this is like Snickers ice cream bars, strawberry shortcakes.
It looks like this one, based off of the pictures, it looks a little fancier, but I believe it is the kind of ice cream truck that you'd open up the window and
drive around the neighborhood,
play the music.
This isn't a delivery truck.
I don't think so.
Headed to Walmart.
Not unless you're just counting deliveries to hungry children.
Got it. Okay, so this is a great move then.
Yeah, it's the perfect crime.
Because you just steal this other guy's job.
Yeah.
You're just driving his truck around doing the exact same thing he just was.
That's right.
With the same amount of credibility that he just had. Because you're selling to people who are walking down the street.
Yeah. And most of them children. They don't know any better. They're not going to know that you aren't wearing the uniform or that, you know what I mean? Like they're not going to be able to report you.
This shows how dangerous it is to let your children buy from these things, just so everybody knows. Also, it feels like a weird time of the year to do this kind of thing.
Especially,
he sold on January 29th. A little cold outside.
Yeah.
To be selling ice cream.
It is questionable why it was filled with all that ice cream at this time of year. Where was that person in charge of this truck going to be selling it?
Doesn't feel like children are just out and walking around right now. Maybe they're sledding. I don't know.
By the way, this is in Connecticut. It's not like it was California where maybe it would be.
It's just cold.
Yeah. So that part doesn't make a lot of sense. Then you also think about ice cream truck purveyors, operators, that they have $30,000 worth of product that could just melt. That could just be suddenly useless at any time. You give it a couple hours, all of a sudden you had $30,000, now you have nothing.
You got to refreeze it and sell that thing.
Yeah.
I don't care what the kids want.
That's why the SpongeBobs are always so messed up looking.
Yes.
They melted, but they're like, we have $30,000 worth of SpongeBobs.
You got to keep that thing cool at all times.
Yeah. That's tough. That's not easy. But I guess the downside, here's why it's not the perfect crime, is because if you commit a crime, what do you want to do? Lay low? How do you lay low in an ice cream truck?
You can't.
Constant attention.
It's impossible. Every time you drive by, there's the ice cream truck.
Uh-huh.
People are shouting. They're screaming. The children, they're running after you.
Ice cream trucks are literally designed to
draw attention.
Exactly. Even if you turn the music off.
Like, have you ever seen an ice cream truck and not been like, oh my gosh, there's an ice cream truck? Every time you see one, you're like, whoa.
It's a big deal.
It is.
I see not even the ice cream, like the shaved ice. I don't even like the shaved ice, but they're like, you can't miss them.
Anytime you see a food truck, it's a big deal. It doesn't even matter if they're selling hot dogs. You're like, whoa, there's a food truck.
Yeah.
Opportunity there.
But I guess we have just encouraged a bunch of criminals to, if they are in a life of crime, ice cream trucks.
But then we're telling you, you're going to get caught. You're going to get caught.
Yeah, eventually.
There's no way you're not going to get caught. You're driving an ice cream truck around. People are going to be calling. Why is this ice cream truck in my neighborhood? There will be Karens complaining. Why is this ice cream truck going so fast?
Does it have the proper permits?
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
Let's talk politics. Let's talk Congress. This is actually important. And it sounds like Congress actually getting something done that I think needs to be done. A new bill has been introduced by lawmakers that would proposes anti-non-consensual AI porn punishment. Basically, the idea is if somebody makes, they call them, the term they use is digital forgeries of you in a compromising whatever, and you didn't sign up for that, you're now able to sue them if this bill passes, which it's got bipartisan support. It sounds like nobody's really standing in the way because it's pretty open and shut. You shouldn't be able to make people naked online that didn't ask to be naked online.
You probably heard of this as it's called like a deep fake.
Yeah.
Because it's like a fake face on there.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's like the celebrities or whatever. And they can do this just make people say anything, which is really scary.
Yeah.
You could put my face on Hudson's body and have me say Hudson's the greatest radio show host of all time. And it would look realistic.
Yeah.
And that's the kind of thing I'm afraid of.
Well, now you just already said that, so.
Now they're going to take the audio.
Yeah. You're just making it too easy for them.
Darn it.
But
They got the audio.
I did hear Tyler talking about this earlier this week. He had a great point on it. A Big Country, he was saying that it's not like this is just a brand new thing, right? Like it's gone on as long as AI and deepfakes, this is not a new headline. But isn't it interesting that as soon as it affects Taylor Swift, because that was the controversy, I think last week, is that AI generated images of her in a compromising, definitely not anything she signed up for, not actually her, but they were making the rounds online, particularly on Twitter, on X. And as soon as that happens, then it becomes a priority. And you do wish that maybe something could have been done about it earlier, because I'm sure plenty of other people were harmed by this, not just Taylor Swift.
Yeah, it's been going on for a long time. But if you want something done,
yeah,
then Taylor Swift just needs to get behind it.
That's right.
And then she can stop anything.
So
she'll get the Senate in line, get them working.
Yeah. If there's other crimes that aren't crimes yet that you think should be crimes, you commit them against Taylor Swift, and then those crimes will become crimes, I believe is how it works. But it is good that they're doing something about it. This was, it does have bipartisan support. It was introduced by Senate Majority Whip Dick Durbin, who's a Democrat, but also Senator Lindsey Graham, a Republican, Amy Klobuchar, Democrat, Josh Hawley, Republican. Everybody seems to be.
Really? That's shocking. Imagine being the guy in Senate to be like, actually, no.
Yeah.
Can we not?
That's right.
Can we keep it? Like, what? You can't be that guy.
Yeah, the pervert. You're outing yourself as a pervert.
Everybody in there, the minute you raise your hand, well, let's hear him out. No.
And imagine being the person. I mean, I don't even know. I don't know who did the Taylor Swift stuff. I don't know. I don't want to look into it.
Imagine being prosecuted for this.
But, oh, yeah.
Explain that one to your friends and family. What are you doing, dude?
But I was going to say, you're the person that has found a way to unite our various factions of government. They've all united against you.
You did something so bad.
Yeah.
Something so universally wrong. That the Republicans and the Democrats came together and they were like, you know what? We can't even argue on this one.
Yeah.
We have to come together to put a stop to this because you did something so terrible.
Yeah. They're like, this isn't even technically wrong yet. We're making it wrong.
Yeah.
You did something so bad.
Yeah, not a good wake up for the people behind this. I would say if you get caught, this is going to be quite the cancellation.
It's good. I'm sure. Again, there's a few high profile cases. Think about all of the just regular people that have probably had this happen to them, and it sucks. It's a terrible thing to do. It's a terrible thing to do. And now, if this goes through, the Defiance Act, finally, maybe people will get the punishment they deserve.
If podcast awards were ever a thing, this show wouldn't win any. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
If I asked you $1,500 to give you dimples, would you do it?
That seems like a steep price.
Especially
something most people don't even notice.
It's a minimally invasive procedure. So it is quite a lot just to have dimples. My first question would be, where?
That's a good question.
Yeah. Face would be probably the best place to have it.
Well,
right?
if you're going to pay $1,500,
yeah,
a place that everyone's going to see constantly, you would think face would be the first option.
Face would be the go-to. Dimpleplasties, they're called, and they are a bit trendy now in the cosmetic surgery world, where people are paying up to about $1,500 is what these cost, sometimes even more, for permanent facial dimples. I don't have dimples.
You don't even know. We don't even know if we have dimples.
I have dimples.
I don't know. Smile for me. You ain't got dimples.
I don't got dimples. I don't think I do. My beard also, I got a beard, a mustache. I kind of would hide it even if I did have dimples. If I had dimples that were like real cute, I'd be clean shaven for sure.
I don't have dimples.
I don't think you do.
Darn it.
Yeah.
I have some celebrities that do. Let me ask you if any of these move the needle for you.
Ring any bells.
How about this? Mario Lopez, well known for his dimples.
Look what it's done for him. Look where he is now.
Harry Styles.
He has dimples?
Apparently has dimples.
Never even thought about it.
Ariana Grande. Dimpled up. Cameron Diaz.
That's the best thing about her, the dimples.
Queen Latifah. Famous for some dimples.
Okay.
Hillary Duff. None of these are doing much for me.
That's the first one that comes to mind where I can kind of picture it. I can feel like I can picture Hillary Duff with a dimple.
Yeah, dimples aren't doing. I don't even know who has dimples. Does your wife have dimples? You don't even know. You don't know. We don't know who even has them. I don't even know.
People spend $1,500 to get them.
My girlfriend doesn't have dimples.
You're looking now. He's got his phone out. He's looking at pictures of his very young girlfriend.
She doesn't have dimples.
You probably saw her last night. You don't know if she has dimples.
I don't think that's considered a dimple. She doesn't have dimples. I'm going to lean no dimple.
But imagine how much more you'd like her if she did.
If she did?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. I wouldn't be able to keep my eyes off her, clearly. Or I wouldn't even know. She's going to text me and say, I do still have dimples.
$1,500. As somebody, is there anyone with dimples that can chime in and say, yeah,
I love them.
You couldn't pay me $1,500 to get rid of them.
Rid of them. Yeah, I love my dimples.
That much, how much they mean to me.
Or maybe there's someone that's driving right now looking in like their rearview mirror. Like, oh my gosh, I do have dimples.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say most people don't know.
8772 Radio U. Janet chimed in. She says Jennifer Garner has dimples.
She does. She was also on the list.
Oh, okay.
Of people that have dimples.
I don't think if my life depended on it, you said name somebody with dimples.
Yeah, how did Janet know that? How did she know that? I was about to say, can you think of anyone in your life that you know has dimples? I can't name a single person who has dimples. Janet gave us Jennifer Garner off the top of her head.
Okay, let's do this game. I have to name one person that has dimples.
I've got one. Chloe says I have dimples.
And Chloe, how much are they worth to you? Would you recommend somebody paying $1,500 to get them? I think if I had to name one person, Olivia Wilde, is that her name?
Yes.
Does she have dimples? That'd be my.
She has dimples. I'll give you dimples there.
All right.
She has a very, very nicely constructed face. She got a defined jaw with some high cheekbones. I think she's got those be considered dimples.
Okay.
Oh, my brother just texted me, Isaiah, I'm your brother. Come on. I have dimples.
Does he, though? Are you sure?
No, he does have dimples.
Or is he messing with you?
No, he does. He does have dimples, apparently.
All right.
He's apparently proud of his dimples.
Apparently.
Congratulations on your success, Jay.
Chloe says, I don't think it's worth it. Her and her brother both have dimples. Not worth it. You heard it from Chloe. Do not spend $1,500 to get a dimpleplasty.
Thanks for watching the worst of the riot. Since you made it this far, you might as well like, subscribe, and check out riot.radiou.com for even more riot.